All right, now it's time for the fun part of this post, the conclusion. So let's just review quickly. In this post, I've gone through and showed you how to process using Df96. I've gone through the PDF and walked you through step by step on how I like to thoughtfully use it. I've showed you some tips and tricks, showed you how I like to agitate the developer, and now let's get down to the nitty gritty. First off, is Df96 the finest grained developer I've ever used? No. Is it the sharpest developer I've ever used? No. Is it the cheapest developer I've ever used? No. Does it produce the longest toner range on any negative that I've ever seen? No. But, having now said that, this is what I love about Df96. It's easy to use, it's economical, I can teach somebody to use it very quickly. I love the look of how the grain looks. I love the tonality of Df96, and it's really easy to scan. Those to me are the winning combination that I'm looking for. So as a result, Df96 now is my go-to developer for most of the films in my studio. Is it the only developer I use? No, of course not. It's not like I only use one film. I use dozens of different films. But it's my primary day-to-day developer in the studio, and I use it for both 35, 120, and 4x5-inch film. You'll also notice that I did not post an insane amount of images showing examples and side-by-side grain structures with this post. And there's a reason for that. I think the photographers get too hung up on that. I think the photographers get way too much into pixel peeping, and what you see on the screen is not what you're going to see in a print. And that means a lot to me. When I post images of my artworks online, I always photograph the actual print. I don't put up the digital file of the scan. I actually photograph the ink on paper, the silver, the platinum, whatever the process is, and that's what I show online. Because what you see on the screen is very different from what you're going to see in an actual print, in most people's cases, when ink hits paper. It's just a different result. So I try to say, instead of believing anything of what I've said in this entire post, but if anything I've said intrigues you, go out and experiment for yourself. Pick yourself up a bottle of developer if you're intrigued, and try it. Follow what I've outlined, follow the PDF to the letter, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Which films do I like best for this developer? I personally like classic grain films the best. My current choice of film is Kodak 5222, which is the Cinestill BW XX. That's my favorite film at the moment. I just love how it looks. I also love Ferrania P30. I also love FP4 and HP5 and Tri-X. Kodak P3200 is absolutely gorgeous in this film. I mean, just gorgeous. And I think T-Max looks really great in this developer. You know, I'm not a big T-Max 100 fan. To me, it's always been a little too smooth, a little too plastic looking. But the reality is, with Df96, it gets a little bit of a grain structure. It's really minimal, but I think it's necessary for the film to feel like film and not look like digital. So in some ways, I love what it does with that particular film. So my charge to you is look at everything that we've talked about. Look at the sample images that I've posted. And if it intrigues you, try it for yourself. And thank you very much for listening.